Just can't get over this. It's like 30 degrees out, which doesn't seem like cold enough for this, but I guess what do I know? Here they are, these ice fisher dudes. You see them? Just out there fishing away. There's a guy right there in the middle. Lighten it up for you. Crazies! Wouldn't catch me doing that. Any morning, I think, when you are the parent of a toddler, of a young child, I almost feel like I'm out of the weeds a little bit because my kid is a toddler and not a super tiny child who wakes up every 3 hours to eat. We're kind of like living large here. We're living our freedom. But what I feel like is that our days, our lives are like, the morning specifically is like a little ticking time bomb, because the second that she's awake, then like the whole day is focused on her, as it should be. But I woke up at around 6. I took a really quick shower. It's now like, 6:30-ish. And I'm going to go down and do my morning priming exercise, which I do it pretty much every day when things allow, but mostly every day. And I sometimes do it in front of Ani, and, she tries to kind of chime in and she makes it a little distracted, but it's super important. So that's what I'm going to go do right now before she wakes up. To do a little ditty on the 3 questions, or the 3 principles essentially, that I ask myself every day to help me decide what I'm going to do for my work, and also to help me keep me focused on what is really important. To remember that it's not about how many people subscribe to your YouTube channel or how much money you make, or on any of those things, which that stuff is important. Don't get me wrong. That stuff is fun. The money part is important. You do have to pay to keep the lights on and all that stuff. But I believe that stuff comes with these 3 things first. These 3 things first. Okay. So here, I want to show you something. So this is Liza. Liza recorded her very first video yesterday, and she shared it online. And she launched her very first website on January 1st, 2016. And she's now a work from home mom, and she gets to be with her daughter every single day. And that took a lot of courage, and I'm really proud of her. And this is Loren, and she just wrote an e-course and added a trademark symbol to her brand. And her website's going to be launching on January 16th. And she really inspires me, and she's really amazing. And guess what? Those are her kids. And because she's making these big steps in her life, they're watching and they're observing and they're learning what they can do too. And that's Carrie. And she just launched a Facebook page for her passion project. And she has 134 followers. You guys should follow her at Following the Heart on Facebook. And she's an entrepreneur. She's a really talented photographer. And she's launching a new realm of her business. She's also a mama. And she's inspiring her kids and showing her kids that she can do it on her own, and she can make it happen. And that just totally fires me up. That's Julia. She just emailed me and said, can I have my logo in print ready format, because I'm going to get business cards for my new business and I'm going to take them to a networking meetup. Julia, you're a rock star. And this is Rachel, and she just left her corporate job to launch her own business, and she's totally amazing. And this website went live yesterday, and it's completely epic, and I'm so incredibly proud of her. And she also shared an Instagram image that was shared by one of her online idols with over 80,000 followers on the night before she was launching. So she quickly put her website up live and got a lot more hits, which is just cool and courageous. And look how cute she is. Just love her. So the common denominators for these women is, one, that I've gotten to play a role in their journeys, and I've got to support them and help them and be part of the brilliance that is them, right? I've had the opportunity to work with them. 2, they have all made leaps. They've all taken great steps to put themselves out there in a way that was really scary and took a lot of courage. And in doing that, they not only change the trajectory of their own lives, but the trajectory of their families' lives. Their kids, their future kids, their partners, their everyone, even their parents, because they showed them that having the courage and taking the leap and going for the thing that was really important to them, that made their hearts pitter-patter in their chest, was the way to live life. Okay, so I want to get into the 3 principles that I return to every single day to remember why I do what I do, to help me get centered, to help me figure out what next project to embark upon, what thing I want to do in my business. Number 1 is I remember why I started in the first place. And obviously that starts with looking at my own baby's face. Her right there, that beautiful little cherub. I think of her and how now, because I'm home working, doing this thing, I get to see her and be with her every single day. I also think about the faces of Penelope and Lucy and Maddie and millions of other kids' names right now that I can't think of because they're all just congealing in my head. But I think of all of those kids and I think about the fact that they got their mamas back. And I think about the young women I'm working with that don't have kids yet that are going to be able to have more control and more presence in their pregnancies, and control in pregnancy obviously is it's a paradox, but you know what I'm saying. They get to relax more into it and be in their pregnancy and be home. And I think that is, if they want to be, I just think that is such an incredible and beautiful gift, and something that I would have really loved to have had at the time. But if I didn't have it the way I had it, I wouldn't have maybe done things the way that I'm doing them now. So I believe that is a true gift. Number 2 is to create something that people really, really need. So you can take a moment and you can ask your former self, what did you need? What would have helped you and made your journey quicker, faster? The next is just to do research, to ask questions, to survey your people, to just reach out and find out more information to help you figure out what is going to be the most useful piece, tool, deliverable for them, and then create that. And number 3 is to remember and focus in on the numbers that matter first. So that is the number of lives impacted. I have now worked with well over 100 entrepreneurs, well over 100 mamapreneurs actually at this point. So I think about them, I think about their stories, I think about the lives that were impacted by their choices, by their decisions, by their taking a leap. I think of their babies. I think of their future generations that are impacted. I think about their partners and how their stories get to change because of the stories that have changed in the choices that were made. And I think about the dreams that have been realized. And this isn't necessarily like, somebody all of a sudden becomes a best-selling author or they're making millions of dollars or any of that stuff, but that stuff now becomes more possible because they opened the doorway to step into their passion and to follow their heart and to honor what's most valuable to them. And that's huge. And that's how we get to those places. That's how we get to having that kind of success. So obviously, as a business owner, I'm a soul-based branding and business coach, so it's all about soul first. But all those other things, the measurables around follows, likes, webinars, money, all that stuff, that's awesome and that's important and that will come, but you have to first remember why you're doing this. Number 1. Oh, my husband just got home from a run. How was it?
Awesome.
Did you see the guys fishing out there?
Fishing? No, I saw
there's guys out in the ice fishing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy. That doesn't make sense, right? I mean, we're no ice fishing experts, but
I mean, they're standing on it, and
I know.
They drilled holes, so they clearly know how deep it is, or how thick it is, so.
Yeah, I guess they know more than us. Welcome to the pond.
If we don't see them in a little while, we'll call somebody.
Okay, so that's the content for today. That's the teaching for today. Remember why you started in the first place. Create something that people really need and focus on the numbers that are most important to you, i.e. lives impacted, dreams realized, lives changed, families totally shifted in a really beautiful and powerful way. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Ooh, this is kind of fun. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. I love ya. Live your freedom. Sounds like alien lasers. It's the ice. Whoa. Pew, pew, pew. So cool.